Hey, how's it going everyone? I'm the Mafex boss reporting to you on the upcoming new goodies from the Mafex. Of course, these are actually displayed in the SDCC 2025. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about, which is why I'm having my little helper here. Okay, so we have lots of superhero, DC, Marvel. I'll keep the best beat for the last. So let's start with some non-superheroes team. So we'll start with some John Wick. So as you can see right over here, so we do have the John Wick Chapter 4. Both the John Wick as well as Kane has been released, great figures there. And then we have John Wick Chapter 3, which is also been released already. I believe you see some butt of a dog right over there. That's the new one, which is Halle Berry Sophia. Okay, so it's from the John Wick Chapter 3 as well. Looking pretty good. Actually, I'm more excited about the two dogs. If you zoom close enough, you can actually see there are some articulations on the dog, not just moving the head, you can move the legs as well. I actually might buy this just for the dogs. And moving on, next we have the Terminator, which is the Terminator 2. Both of the T800 has already been released as well. And then we have the upcoming John Connor with T800 as well as my favorite T1000. Oh my goodness, this looks pretty good over there. And the next one we do have the endoskeleton, which I have not gotten any yet because they are super expensive, and I also heard that it's super fragile. Okay, so let's move on to the superhero team. We'll start with Marvel. When we talk about Marvel, I'm the biggest fans of, yes, Spider-Man. Okay, so let's take a look at some Spider-Man. We do have the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which has already been released, and then we are waiting for the Tom Holland Spider-Man, which looks really good with the gold there. And I know a lot of you guys, including myself, are waiting for this amazing Spider-Man Andrew Garfield, which looks pretty good. And then we have the No Way Home Stealth Spider-Man and the blue and red suit Spider-Man as well. Looks pretty good. Next, we'll move on to the comics versions of Spider-Man, and these are all has been released except for that black and white ones, which I'm not really sure. I think this one is the PlayStation 5, some different suit Spider-Man. And then moving on, next we have the very nice Scarlet Spider, which is the shaded versions. And then we have this very ugly monster. If I'm not wrong, this is the Spider-Man 2099. And then the next one we have the blue Venom, which is more to the comic accurate. Some of you might argue. Yes, looks pretty good with all the shadings there. As you can see, compared with the one that we have gotten, is almost very identical. Let's just hope that they give us some new partial Venom, partial Eddie Brock's heads. Then we also have these single pictures of Spider-Man. I kind of thought that is the Tobey Spider-Man, but if you zoom close enough to the spider symbol, it does looks like another Tom Holland Spider-Man. So let me know which Spider-Man do you think this is down in the comment sections below. And we finally get our movie versions of Carnage, which looks pretty huge. Wow, I don't even want to speculate how much this guy costs. We'll move on to some X-Men. So we do have this Maverick right over here, which is the unpainted prototype. And if you do notice at the side corner, there is a staff. Okay, so some of you might say that is another version of Gambit, which pretty sure is Gambit, but I'm not sure whether it's the same one that we have gotten or it's a new one. And next we have the Deadpool. Oh my goodness, from Deadpool and Wolverine. Of course, you can see the claw over there. Yeah, this just looks pretty good. I've been waiting for that, and of course, how could we not have the Wolverine himself? Wow, this is looking pretty good. I just love the open mouth of Hugh Jackman right over there. It's time to move on to DCEU. So we do see Harley Quinn over here. This is from Suicide Squad 2, if I'm not wrong. And on the left, you can see there is the arm for the Peacemaker as well as Bloodsport maybe. But on her right, you can see something like a staircase. Of course, I think you know who he is. Yes, it's the Joker. Okay, so I don't think they were gonna give us the diorama for the staircase because it's gonna cost a bomb. Next, we have the Michael Keaton Batman from The Flash, which they actually call it the modern suit. Okay, so let's just hope they don't screw this Batman up like what SH Figuarts did. We have a Frank Miller Batman with a sniper. If I'm not wrong, that's a sniper looking pretty cool there. And let's move on to some Hush. We do have Bruce Wayne as well as Clark Kent. Okay, so both of them just looks very good together. Yeah, this is something like a 50-50 for me. It's something like good to have but not a must have, but I think I'm going to get them anyway. And still on the Hush, we have Batgirl. Wow, this one just looks very good. I'm going to get her for sure. Next, we have the comic versions of the Wonder Woman, which looks good. Wow, I kind of hope that they actually painted this. I want to see how good she looks. And at the top right corner, you can see something like a statue. Yes, I believe you guys do recognize this comic cover. Yes, it's gonna be Superman. Okay, so this is another Hush Superman, maybe a 1.5 or 2.0 versions. It just looks much bulkier as compared to the Hush Superman that we have gotten. And this next one is a character that I'm not very familiar with, which is Lobo, but he just looks very good. And you can see, oh my god, this one just looks very heavy metal kind of feel. Yeah, I think he will be bulked out like Bane that we have gotten. The last one here is what I never expected Mafex to do, the Death of Superman. Okay, so wow, look at the battle damage there. He's missing his cape. This looks very good. And how can we not have Doomsday? Wow, okay, but yeah, it just feels like he's pretty small, maybe just slightly taller than Superman himself, but I do hope that he's more bigger. Yeah, I'm not sure is he supposed to be on this scale. Maybe it's a camera angle, but I do hope that please Mafex fix the scale, please. Okay, so I was told that this is not the entire pictures. Yeah, there is still a lot to be revealed. So do stay tuned and I'll catch you guys again in my next video updates.